So in this video, I'm going to explain the difference between the nuclear notation for writing out isotopes and the hyphen notation for writing out isotopes. And I'm going to use it by using hydrogen as an example. Hydrogen is an isotope that has three different varieties. We have protium, which is hydrogen with a mass number of 1. We have deuterium, which is hydrogen with a mass number of 2. And we have tritium, which is hydrogen with a mass number of 3. Now, when we're writing out nuclear notation, we're going to use these instructions that you see here in this diagram. The first step is to write the symbol of the element. Well, if I look at the periodic table for hydrogen, hydrogen's symbol is big capital H. So I'm going to write big capital H. Now, the number that goes on top is the mass number. So if I'm writing out the nuclear notation for protium, hydrogen 1, I'm going to put 1 on the top because that's the mass number. And then the number on the bottom is the number of protons. Well, hydrogen has 1 proton. It's number 1 on our periodic table. So I'm going to put a 1 on the bottom here as well. If I were to write out the nuclear notation for deuterium, hydrogen 2, I would put hydrogen symbol, big capital letter H, the mass number of 2 on the top, and the atomic number of 1 on the bottom. Notice the symbol is the same, the atomic number is the same, but the mass numbers differ if we compare these two isotopes. The final nuclear notation for hydrogen is the same process. I write the symbol for hydrogen, which is big capital H. Tritium has a mass number of 3, so I write 3 on top, and an atomic number of 1, so I'm going to write 1 on the bottom. Now, hyphen notation is a second way that we can write out different isotopes. And instead of just writing the symbols, we're actually going to write out the full name of the element. So the element that has the symbol H represents hydrogen. So I'm going to write out the word hydrogen. And I apologize if the handwriting is hard to read. I'm clicking on this. But you're going to write out the full name of the element, which is hydrogen. Now, if we're talking about protium, again, the mass number is 1. So I'm going to put a hyphen or a dash, and the mass number would follow. Okay? If I'm writing out the hyphen notation for deuterium, I do the same thing. I write the full name of the element, hydrogen, and a hyphen or a dash, and the mass number of 3 for tritium. If I were to do deuterium, it'd be a mass number of 2. Okay? So your task on the next slide is to write out both notations. The nuclear notation shown in these examples and the hyphen notation shown in these examples for these 3 elements, these 3 isotopes. So in the next slide, you'll have a chance to practice writing the notations for all 3 of these practice problems.